Well, we are about a $50 cab ride away from Midtown Manhattan at MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford. Today, it's week 4, and we've got what should be a great one here, as it'll be the Washington Commanders taking on the New York Jets.
Matt Gay set to kick off.
Seems like we were just starting training camp, but here we are in October, and off we go on EA Sports. Out of the end zone comes Johnson. And he's going to get this across the 20 as he's out of bounds at the 23.
At their own 23-yard line.
Here we go.
They'll run. This is Jonathan Taylor. And he'll wind up losing yardage here back at the 21-yard line.
Behind the line of
Call it
scrimmage.
officially a loss of 2 on the first play from scrimmage. Second down.
At the 21-yard line.
Come on. Set. Bronco 80. 18, fight it. 19, Lion. 7, Pirates. Go.
Working out of the gun, Daniels. That's complete. Terry McLaurin with it. And they do finally get him, but he takes it to the 25.
A
big play there on the catch and run. 54 yards. So that changes things in a big way. Now from all the way down inside the 30, here's first and 10. And he can only manage to get a couple. Second and 8 coming up.
Taylor, the ball carrier.
This defense for the Jets, they were terrific last week in the victory over Buffalo.
Yeah, and what stood out to me on tape, the way they were flying to the football. So that tells me that they've got all their assignments down, and they're playing with extreme confidence.
19 tight. Buffalo 18. Cup 19. Cup 19. Ready?
To throw is Daniels. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's third down.
Brandon, we saw these defenders flying to the football in their win last week, and nothing has changed. They're still moving around quickly.
Let's go now.
And forcing incompletions.
60 Eagles. 60 Eagles. 70.
Now they're on it to something else.
Trap 60. Trap 60. Panther 11. Panther 11. 18. Rattler. Ready.
Now Daniels. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5.
17 yards.
They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a first and goal.
First and goal at the 5-yard line.
Viking 18. Dragon 60. Let's go.
Throwing now is Daniels. And that is incomplete. Now the coverage a little too good there. And it's second down.
One thing that you're going to see from this offense is that they love the matchup with their wide receivers against this secondary. That one wasn't successful, but don't expect them to back away from attacking all game long.
65 catch, 65 catch.
Here's Daniels. Touchdown, Washington.
Complete to
Deebo Samuel. His 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Commanders get the upper hand as they're on the board first here this afternoon. Chris Boswell now for the extra point. It's good, and Washington will take a 7-0 lead.
Makes the score. Commanders 7, Jets nothing. Chris
Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. And they will wrangle him down a couple yards shy of the 30.
First and 10 at their own 28-yard line.
Looking to put a drive together.
18 Rattler. Dragon 60. 60 Maverick.
Start on the ground. Hall. And nothing much much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
30-yard line.
When you look at this defense, they enter this one down in the 26th position in the NFL against the run.
And this group talks all the time about wanting to be better, getting stronger against the run. And to me, it all starts up front. You've got to win the line of scrimmage in order to play against the run very well.
It'll be a gain of 5, but still about 3 yards shy of the first down marker, and now it's third down. Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first.
19 Tiger, 19 Tiger. 7 Pirates, 7 Warriors, 70. Check up.
From the gun on third down. Weldon. He finds Smith and Jigba. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. 8 yards, first down as they're able to convert.
That's good for a Jets.
The Jets are 1-2 through the first 3 weeks of the season. They got off to the tough 0-2 start, but come off a very important first win of the season last time out.
And it's tough when you find yourself in an early season.
And now off to the races down the right side. Breece Hall. And all the way in. Touchdown, New York.
Touchdown,
Breece Hall with his 6th rushing touchdown of the year. And the Jets respond to that opening drive touchdown with one of their own.
The kick is good.
Extra point by Gay is up and good. And we are tied at 7.
Matt Gay set to kick off.
Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. And they'll let that one go as it skips through the back of the end zone for a touchback.
At their own 35-yard line.
The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown. But their last time out, looking to repeat that in Charles' defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field. And it's scooped up by the Jets. And he'll get this back to the 32-yard line.
Complete.
Always costly to cough up that football. These defenders, they become so adept, though, at jarring it free.
Yeah, it's amazing that there aren't more fumbles caused because now, if you're an offensive player, you go through ball security drills every single day. It's really not out of line to think you should take the ball to bed with you and just hold on to it. But the bottom line is, no matter how much you try to protect it, these guys are pretty good at finding ways to knock it out.
Now it's 2nd and 10.
Hey, smash. 60, trap 60, trap 60. Check, Bobcat, check, Bobcat. 60, Bobcat, 60.
They'll give to Hall. And he winds up getting over his ball there, down to the 29.
He's tackled at the
pretty good little 2-play sequence there. You force the incompletion and a very short pickup.
Yeah, now maybe you bring in an extra defensive back or two because you want to try and defend on third down. They like to play those nickel or sub packages, don't they?
19, Cougar 19, go.
From the gun on third down. Weldon. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he's going to take it in for a Jets touchdown.
Touchdown.
Isaiah Likely. 28 yards. And the Jets have taken the lead.
Makes the score Jets
Extra
14.
point by Gay is up and good.
7.
And that makes the score 14-7.
Matt Gay set to kick off.
Following the touchdown, here's Gay to kick it away. And they'll opt not to return this, but since the ball did hit in the landing zone, this will come out to the 20. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense.
Let's go now.
Last time out, they had the fumble that led to the touchdown. Not a great look on either side of the ball as the defense gave up the points too, Charles, but they've got to take care of the football and do better here on this possession.
It's certainly been a tough stretch, partner, for both of those units in there. Kind of put their defensive mates in a really tough spot there by dropping the ball on the ground. But an easy way to make it up to them, get out there now and get some points on this drive.
Brings up 2nd and 5. At the
From the shotgun, it's Daniels. Pass caught, it's Lane with it. And he goes out of bounds just shy of the 45.
A gain of
19 yards there on the catch and run.
Hold it ready.
Washington First down.
18 Rattler. 18 Rattler.
First and 10
Here we go.
44-yard line.
Cowboy 80. Hut, hut.
They go play action. Daniels. He'll get this complete to Smith, the tight end. He's going to go out of bounds, but he takes this one down just shy of the 20.
It's a gain of 35.
The catch and run pays off to the tune of 35 yards.
First down.
So the big play gets him all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for first and 10.
10-11. Let go.
Off the play fake. Daniels. And he's going to be taken down here. A sack back at the 32.
A loss of 11 yards.
It looks like a loss of right around 11 there on first down to set him back on second. Well, they're in some hot water now after that sack. It's second and 21.
19-65.
Play action, now it's Daniels. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bottling him up defensively. And now it brings up third down.
Third down and long.
When you talk about this Jets defense, they're a unit that enters play way down, number 28 in the NFL right now against the run.
Well, there wasn't anything wrong with them on that play, was there? Able to make a nice stop, held them to no gain. The key to their defense, though, is exactly what the defense coordinator told you and I. They've got to be consistent.
That is into the end zone for a Washington touchdown.
Washington.
Lane, 32 yards. And the Commanders are an extra point away from evening this one up.
Chris Boswell.
Extra point now by Boswell. The kick is through the uprights to tie this game, but hang on a second. We do have a flag. These two teams all tied after one. Washington with the football here to begin quarter number 2. As they've got it as we resume action.
Chris Boswell set to kick off.
This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. They've got good starting field position as they come up here first and 10 at their 35-yard line. Throwing to start the drive. Walden. Blitz coming and down he goes. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game. Got to assume this defense will be charging again here. It's second and 15. Off the option, we'll try and run with it. And boy, this burgundy and gold defense charged up now. They stop him behind the line again. Chalk that up as a 4-yard loss. And now it's third down. They're facing some long odds here if they hope to convert, as they're well behind the original line of scrimmage. Now on third and long, they'll look to throw. He completes that to Garrett Wilson. And he'll be out of bounds right at the 40.
Garrett Wilson.
Here's the Jets punter now. As he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. He only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. So well done there. These punters, they get more specialized and better each and every year, don't they?
They sure do. And now it's really not the American punters. It's the Australian punters with their kicking academies and that flat drop and just kind of kicking the nose of the football. They're able to almost stop it where they want to, like a good golfer can check one up.
The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. We have seen a lot of points here in this quarter. For us up here in the booth, it's been fun to watch. The defensive coordinators probably scratching their heads.
Yeah, they're going a little bit crazy right now. But let's face it, all of our friends who play fantasy, they're enjoying the heck out of this show because most of them are creating and getting a bunch of points.
Yeah, points certainly not at a premium here.
Top 60, 18, Rattler, 18.
Daniels looking to throw. There's a short one pulled in by Simmons. And able to get it across the 20 before they get to it. 19 yards there on the catch and run.
And it's a real luxury when you have a guy who can turn a short throw into a solid gain at any moment. Once he caught that ball, He ID'd what the pass was and got there in a hurry to pick up a new set of downs for his offense.
He's got the hook up downfield to Samuel. And he makes it all the way down to the 31. Big yardage that time for Washington. 46 yards.
And the offense is saying to itself right now, only they were all this easy because he was wide open. And once he made the catch, plenty of room to work his way downfield. That was a breakdown on the defensive side of the ball. One that they want to fix immediately.
1st and 10, Taylor now. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down.
On the stop.
Now a 2nd and 6.
It's now 2nd and 6 at the 27-yard line.
To the air goes Daniels. And this will be swung out wide for Taylor.
Daniels pass.
So give him 2 yards there on the completion. And that'll bring us to a 3rd and 4.
I know it was a game, but you have to sense probably a little bit of disappointment there because when it's out there in open space, I think they expect to get more out of a play, don't you?
Especially when you're getting it to your guy out of the backfield. You're expecting him to be able to create something, be a little more shifty.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Good open field tackling. Held it to an okay game.
Give him 10 yards there as this offense is on a roll. This drive continues to plunge forward.
It's a gain of 10.
Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line.
Buffalo 18, Warriors 70. Ready, right?
Now they'll throw here out of the gun. He's got it. Touchdown, Commanders. Jalen Lane. His 2nd touchdown of the game, his 3rd on the year. And the Commanders go coast to coast and finish the drive off with 6 points. Boswell good with the extra point. And the lead is now 21-14. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. And they will not get a chance to return this one. It's through the back of the end zone for a touchback.
35-yard line.
The New York offense taking over for their next possession. They'll look for a drive to tie this up. Down 21-14 as they have it 1st and 10. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there.
No gain on the play
as we have reached the 2-minute warning.
35-yard line.
Here's 2nd and 10.
Go street. Cowboy 80. Check go.
On the counter, it's Hall. And that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. 2 yards the loss, and now 3rd and 12.
On running plays, linemen, of course, have their assignments. That's expected. But it's not often you're expecting to see a cornerback blitzing in run support and tackling the runner for a loss.
3rd and 12.
Shut up. Hey, 60 Eagles, 60 Eagles. Ready.
Looking to throw. Walden. Oh, the Commanders are going to get there as he's taken down. A loss of 3 on the sack made by multiple defenders. Here's the Jets punter now as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. And that one hits at the 7, but bounds into the end zone, and that'll be a touchback.
At their own 20-yard line.
Got it.
Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense.
Here we go. Set.
And we'll see how this is played. Offensively, they've got the lead. Not a whole lot of time left. What do you think, Charles?
Well, it's tempting to try and add to your lead, but a mistake there, that can change things in a big way. I say go ahead, take the knee, get on out for the half.
A gain of 11 on the play.
Most of their damage has been done through the air. I mean, they've rung the bell 3 times with passing touchdowns, but guess what? Ground game has not been neglected. Nice little burst right there.
Viking 18. 18, 5 in. Let's go.
Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. Catch is made by Marquise Brown. Now the Commanders going to burn the second of their timeouts. As the clock will stop with 33 seconds to go in the first half.
First and 10 at the 45-yard line.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down.
Ready? Hawk, 60 Maverick, 60 Maverick. Let go.
Back to throw. Daniels. He finds his man, complete. It's Lane. And to the 36-yard line, taken down there after getting 8 yards.
It's a gain of 9.
18 Rattler, 18 Rattler. Mustang 19.
At the Jets' 36-yard line.
Operating from the gun, Daniels. He completes this one to Terry McLaurin. And they'll have it in the red zone before it crosses over out of bounds. 17 yards is the pickup there for number 17.
It's a gain of 17 yards.
So here's a first and 10 now down inside the 20.
Come on, set. Panther, 18 Cardinal, 18 Cardinal. Warriors, 70. Ready?
Off the play fake. Daniels to the right side and caught by center. And able to get this down inside the 15, either the 13 or 14 before he's out of bounds.
At the 14-yard line.
They should have got more out of that, though. He was wide open.
I love how emphatic you are with that call because that's exactly what I was thinking. Wide open in the flat. Give him a ball that he can use to get upfield with, not just catch and go over the sideline. They cost themselves some yardage there.
And that throw behind his man, he missed him, incomplete.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up, not that time.
A 31-yard attempt.
Boswell's kick is good. And the lead works its way up to 10, 24-14. So a capper there to a pretty good first half.
And I love the way that they put a chokehold on the clock and pretty much drained everything before they put the field goal on the board as they headed into the half.
The Jets take over first and 10 at their own 35-yard line.
Trap 60, trap 60. Ready? Buffalo 8, Hawk 70, Hawk 70. Mustang 19. Ready?
A final shot before break. Walden. And he's going to go down. Couldn't get a throw off with the pressure. Maybe that was for the best, as that brings us to the end of this first half of play.
Chris Boswell set to kick off.
The Jets going to get the football first, and they trail as well as we get back underway in this second half. And that'll be a little too hot to handle as it will skip through the end zone for a touchback here. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. Well, the first half, they struggled a little bit to keep pace offensively, CD, down 2 scores here. So how do they make some changes coming out of the locker room?
Well, they've studied what they did in the first half. They've seen what the defense is throwing at them. Now they want to have a plan of attack against it. So you come out, you're not going to get all the points back on one drive, but get started on it. Start chopping into that lead, and maybe it'll inspire your defense to help out as well.
Second and 2. There's a short one. It's caught by Taylor. First target, first catch, and a first down.
When an offense reads blitz, doesn't matter where it's coming from, tight ends know that they become a big part of the passing game because they should be an easy outlet when all those extra bodies are trying to get to the quarterback. A hot route, so to speak.
Room to maneuver at the 35. And he's going to be pushed out of bounds inside the 10-yard line. A big play there on the catch and run. 45 yards. Now a chance to make that big play really hurt. It's first and goal just outside the 5.
First and goal at the 7-yard line.
60 Eagles. Rig alert. Rig alert. Check out.
They'll run with Hall. And a minuscule gain of maybe a yard from the 6 to the 5.
He was brought down.
This is a critical sequence here for this offense. Things really haven't gone their way so far. This could be their chance to get back into it, but they've got to find a way to punch this ball in.
Come on. Set. 70 Timberwolves. Hut, hut.
One more time with Hall. And he's in. Touchdown, Jets. Breece Hall. His second touchdown of the afternoon. And the Jets have got it back to within a score. Extra point by Gay is up and good. And that cuts the lead to 3, 24-21. After the touchdown, it's Gay to kick this one away. And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22.
First and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. And maybe some renewed pressure on this unit following the touchdown a moment ago. It's back to a one-score game.
And because of that pressure, because it's now a one-score game, they know this is where you need to slow the momentum change. Because otherwise, that could overrun your team. You've got to be careful right here.
First
I
down.
don't care what level of football you play.
First and 10
this one was a universal, wasn't it? When we were kids and we played touch football, remember we get in these positions and you just say, everybody go along and hope someone will be free.
And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage.
He was taken
They'll
down
lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
A loss of a yard.
I'll tell you what, this defense hasn't played its best, but they're still right in this football game. If they keep making plays just like that, they're going to give their offense a chance.
Looking at a 2nd and 11 now after the loss.
Let's go now. Hawk 70. Hawk 70.
Looking to throw. Daniels. To the right side, complete to Taylor. And that's going to be another first down as the tackle made at the Jets' 23.
It's a gain of
25 yards there on the catch and run.
And a Washington
that turned into a very well-orchestrated play right there. Going to work his way out of the backfield to the right.
Yards.
And after he looked it in, he found plenty of space to roam and picked up big yardage.
Ready.
Back to throw now on first down. They'll set up the screen to Taylor. He's got room to roll. And he'll finally be taken down at the 2-yard line. 2 chunk plays in a row. The last one was over 20 yards, and so is this one.
And when you have success throwing the football, the old cliche becomes true. The playbook opens up wide, and these screen passes, they become even more difficult to stop.
Two big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's first and goal. Man, and he hits him in stride. They'll get only 2 there, and it's 2nd and goal.
A pickup of 2 brings up 2nd and goal.
Get it. 60 Eagles.
Taylor. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. It's a loss of 2, now 3rd down.
It's 3rd down
and now 3rd and goal coming up. The loss on 2nd down. That just means this crowd's going to get even louder, and they'll get a little bit of extra help from the defenders as they exhort them to join them in the effort.
From back at the 2, here's 3rd and goal.
Viking 18. Ready, ready.
They'll look to run with Taylor. And this time he is in. Jonathan Taylor taking it in from 2 yards out. And the Commanders are able to extend their lead. Extra point put through by Boswell. And his guys will take a 10-point lead.
31. Jets 21.
Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. And he'll be stopped up at the 25.
At their own 25-yard line.
Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. They did what they had to do to start this third quarter. Went down, got the touchdown to cut the lead, but the matching touchdown a moment ago, and we're right back where we started.
They had a little bounce in their step after scoring that first touchdown, but the defense gave one up, and that's the problem right now. Can they get better play from their defense while they continue to score on offense?
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
Ready, go!
On 1st and 10, it's Hall. And he stopped immediately there.
Brought down.
No gain on the play there. 2nd down.
No gain on the play.
And that run was memorable for only one reason. There's absolutely no place to run with the football. No gaps, no creases, no gain.
Let's go now. 19 Lion. Cougar 19. Ready,
Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. A short one there, caught by Likely. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down. They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains.
And 6.
Ready, set, go.
From the gun on 3rd down. Walden will try and do this himself. And he slides to avoid the hit. So both teams trade touchdowns, and the third as we're through 3 quarters of play. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports.
Okay, break. 18 Cardinal. 18 Cardinal. Here we go.
Straight ahead is Hall. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Tackle made at the 49-yard
There's plenty of traffic waiting for him up the middle. But give him credit, he tried to barrel it through anyway. They're fortunate to get a yard out of that one.
60 Bison. 60 Bison. Get up.
Here's a quick throw out to Wilson. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40.
A gain of 9
Second
yards.
catch for him today, and it'll wind up a 1st down.
Jets. 1st down.
Set.
1st and 10 at the 39-yard line.
Hawk, 7 Pirates. 7 Pirates.
A toss left side for Hall. Now he's loose down the left sideline. Now he's going to take it in for a Jets touchdown.
Touchdown.
Breece Hall, 39 yards. And the Jets have made it a one-score game again. Here are the 4th.
Makes the score. Commanders
Extra
31.
point by Gay is
Jets,
up and
28.
good. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this 4th quarter. Taken at the goal line. And beyond the 20, but not by much. In fact, just a yard pass there to the 21.
At their own 21-yard line.
Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense.
Go.
Their lead back down to 1 score after the touchdown a moment ago. 1st down's a must on this drive as they start out here 1st and 10.
23-yard line.
2 yards the gain on the keeper, and it's 2nd down.
2nd and 8.
Here we go. Strike.
Now this time he'll look to throw. That's caught by Seth. 8 catch for him now. He's been a big factor. And it's a 1st down.
It's a gain of 8.
Well, that should be a reminder defensively, and I think it's a reminder to myself because you just can't sell out to stop the run. There's still enough time that this offense can move the football through the air, even on 1st and 2nd downs, and they obviously picked the right spot to throw the ball there.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10.
Ready.
And they'll send the tight end in motion left.
70. Ready.
On the draw is Taylor. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the 1st down run. He gets maybe 3.
Brought down at the
I like that run right there, partner. Not the flashiest run, not the one that's going to break for big yardage, but he understands the situation, and taking care of the football, paramount, and he got it done.
Nursing that slim lead, you're exactly right. Hold on to that ball. Now Daniels. Looking left side, and it's complete. And he'll be out of bounds just shy
It's a
of the
gain
40.
of 25 yards on the
First
play.
down there on a pickup of
That's
25.
good for a Commanders first down.
60 Maverick, 60 Maverick.
First and 10 at the 41-yard line.
18 Rattler, 18 Rattler, 19 Lion.
To throw is Daniels. He'll drop this down to Taylor. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20.
A gain of 22
A big
more
play
yards.
there on the catch and
That's
run. And it'll give him a fresh set of
first
downs.
These guys are running offense like you drive. The pedal is down. Stomp down. How about that? Back-to-back completions. They are rolling.
So much for being conservative and running that football.
That's Hawk 70, Hawk 7.
Throwing now is Daniels. Over the middle, that's the tight end center. And he takes it in. Touchdown, Washington.
Touchdown, Washington.
Ben Sinnott, an 18-yard touchdown grab. And the Commanders are able to build on to their fourth quarter lead.
For a big tight end, he can sure move like a slot receiver when he gets a head of steam going. And as a defensive back, you've got a big decision to make when he's moving like that.
Boswell good with the extra point. And his guys will take a 10-point lead.
28.
Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line.
At their own 35-yard line.
Ready.
Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. And you figure after giving up that last touchdown, they trail by 2 scores here in the fourth quarter. This drive becomes very critical. He's across midfield. And finally taken down at the 30-yard line. On the other side of the field now, it's first and 10. As they've got things rolling on this drive.
The Jets first down.
Going right back to Smith and Jigba. And he will reach the 8-yard line before going out. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another first down.
Yards. That's another Jets first down. First and goal at the 8-yard line.
Back to throw. Walden. His pass out wide to Hall.
Walden's pass.
They'll get only 2 there, and it's second and goal.
Defense is worried that whenever anyone catches the ball and has a head of steam come out of the backfield, it can turn into a big play with missed tackles or he runs through people. But they were right there waiting, and they stopped him for a minimal gain.
Now a run here off the RPO, and he'll keep it. Under pressure, down he goes. Sacked at the 10. Multiple defenders there to drop him for a loss of 4.
And this dominant defensive performance continued on that play. This poor quarterback has not received the protection he needs and has had to pick himself up off the turf far too often.
60 Maverick, 60 Maverick. 60 Bobcat, 60 Bobcat. Take go.
They'll look to throw on third and goal. And that is incomplete, but a penalty flag coming in. This could be a first down. So pass interference, the call there, always, obviously, Charles, such a subjective call. You agree with the penalty?
Well, from where we're standing right now, I think the officials are tightening things up here in the second half. Maybe a defender gets away with that in the first, but this time the flag comes out, and I think it's a good call.
And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line.
At the Commanders' 5-yard line.
Off play action. Walden. Down there, it's caught. Touchdown, Jets. Mason Taylor, his first touchdown on the year. And the Jets have cut it back within a score.
His kick is good.
Extra point by Gay is up and good. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this fourth quarter.
35.
Following the touchdown, here's Gay to kick it away. And they'll let that one go as it skips through the back of the end zone for a touchback.
At their own 35-yard line.
The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll.
Ready.
And they'll just simply be looking to build off the confidence of the last time out where they scored a touchdown.
And confidence is powerful, isn't it? When you've scored once, you feel like you can go back out there and get it done again. Doesn't matter what the defense throws at them. They feel like they're in a groove right now, and they want to get out there and show it.
Yeah, hoping to stay in that groove here this go-around. Now he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. Whistles now in a timeout defensively. So a wise move as they'll use the first of their timeouts to force one more play before the 2-minute warning.
Yards. And the Commanders
not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up first and 10.
60 Eagles. 6. Ready.
Here's Daniels. Pass caught. It's Lane with it. And he will be out of bounds. A good yardage there, and he'll get a second to catch his breath as it leads us right into the 2-minute warning. So from inside the 20, here's first and 10 at the 18.
70 Timberwolves.
Now a quick throw there, but it's going to be incomplete.
Intended
something we haven't really seen much of from him, an incomplete pass.
Yeah, last week he finished at 70%. This week he's up over 80%. I don't know how you slow him down. Pass rush is usually the best way because a quarterback on his back usually can't complete a pass.
19 Lions. Dragon 60. Warriors 70. 60 Maverick. 60 Maverick.
That one looks like he'll throw here. And this is caught. And that could seal it. It's a touchdown. What a huge touchdown that was, obviously, here in the late stages of the fourth quarter as they try to put this one away.
And, Brandon, when they watch the film after this week, they'll be very proud of every rep if they close this game out. Just a few snaps remaining. They can't relax just yet.
Is good.
Extra point put through by Boswell. And his guys will take a 10-point lead.
Jets, 35.
Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. And this one over the back line of the end zone. Well, they definitely don't want to give him a shot at returning it. That's obvious. So the ball will come out to the 30. Here's first and 10.
Here we go. Here we go.
Off the play fake. Walden. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And that one drops down incomplete. Good coverage there. Forced the ball free, and it's second down.
At the 35-yard line.
70 Lions.
Flag comes in. This might be a free play. And this one drops incomplete, but I think the defense jumped. And that one was relatively easy to see. I noticed that from up here.
Yeah, it doesn't take a whole lot, does it? Sometimes you get multiples. What I always love on these offsides is when each side points at the other. Hey, you did it. No, you did it. They deciphered that one correctly.
Let's go. Cowboys, 7 Pirates. 7 Pirates. Take go.
Looking to throw. Walden. On the RPO, he'll keep it himself.
It's a
the tackle there over the second. The 2 timeouts still remaining, but scoring quickly a must. It's first and 10.
19 tight. 19 tight.
Back to throw. Walden. And he's got Smith and Jigba. Now the Jets going to use the second of their 3 timeouts. As they'll get a chance to talk it over after picking up the first down.
First down. First and 10 at the 18-yard line.
Looking to throw. Walden. And this one too low.
Walden's pass.
Limited time left on the clock after that incompletion. So I think both sides are going to savor every second to prepare before the next snap. Because once the ball's in motion, it may be a non-stop push to finish this drive off. Everyone better be on the same page right now, because I think they're going to try and get several plays off in quick succession if they can.
Throwing into traffic there, and that's complete. Here's first and goal.
A gain of 15 yards. That's another Jets.
They'll try to run it home. And he's maybe going to get this back to the 4, but that's about all. Well, we look looked at each other right when he flinched. We knew that that flag was coming.
Yeah, offsides, easy call, mark off the 5, and keep it moving.
Shut up! Cougar 19!
They'll look to run with Hall. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one. This time they get him behind the line.
Second and goal at the 5-yard line.
Hall again. Again, they stop him behind the line, and that is read well for a second straight play defensively. The Jets going to go ahead and use their final timeout. As the clock's going to stop with 47 seconds to go in the fourth. They'll set up the screen for Hall. And he takes this one into the end zone, and all of a sudden, here in the final minute, things get a little bit tighter. Extra point by Gay is up and good. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this fourth quarter. So still a little over 40 seconds to go. Time enough to put a drive together if they can get this onside kick. And this one travels out of bounds, so unsuccessful there on the onside kick try.
Ready? 60 Bison, 60 Bison.
Washington about to close this one out as they are down to a knee. Charles, normally when you see a group score this many points, it's a complete blowout. But instead, they needed every single one of those in this close, high-scoring affair.
And, Brandon, I'm still on the edge of my seat after that one because when you have that much scoring and it still comes down to one-possession game at the end, that's not something we see very often. In this case, these offenses, they brought it. The defenses, they're going to need some work going forward.
So for Washington, it'll be a 500 start as the win gets them back to 2-2. And they'll get another road test next week as they head to Big D to take on the Cowboys. Meanwhile, for the Jets, they'll drop down to 1-3. And they'll get a chance to redeem.